with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts. Trent, were you just singing about our guests in the break?
Man, you don't want to hear me sing.
Yeah. I think we do want to hear you sing.
No, you don't. No. So there's a story that goes back when I was in the 8th grade, Wilson Middle School. I was a big 8th grader at the middle school, and I was in chorus class, and my teacher liked me a lot, and she came to me one day and she said, we were training for our contest, and she said, hey, if you'll just lip sing, I'll let you go to contest. You can wear the outfit with the cummerbund and all that stuff, and you can be my page turner on the piano.
Hey, man, I've got a chorus story, too. So in 4th grade, if you made the I don't think it was called chorus. It's called something else. But at Mount Bethel, where I grew up in Marietta, Georgia, if you made the chorus, if they called it something different, you got to go to Six Flags and sing. So, like, every person in 4th grade was out there trying out. I sang about one note, and they were like, boy, just move on. Move on. I don't have it, man.
So you got a job at Six Flags. Well, that leads us to our guests today, are Aisha Davis and Andy Presley. We'll let Andy introduce Aisha, but Andy and I mean, we kind of run in the same circles, and we're both in the construction real estate business, family generational business guys. I think originally Mike Griffin, who you've heard me talk about, Griffin Brothers, introduced us a couple years ago. We went to Diamond Creek together, and it's like, why have we not ever known each other? So welcome, Andy.
Good morning. Thank you.
And you're like me. You got a lot going on. And
Amen.
Trying to tackle bears. So how's it going, bud?
Good, real good. Thanks for having me, Trent. Patrick, good morning. Real quick, my chorus teacher, Miss Alexander, just told me not to sing. Stand and sway. 4th grade at Sedgefield Junior High.
Well, the funny thing is, my chorus teacher didn't know this, but when I was in the 4th grade, my godfather, Tim Robinette, Mouse's brother, Mouse, who is an ultimate handyman for us, he got married, and he was my idol, and he let me be the page turner for the organist. So I have a long history of turning pages.
Well, thanks for having us. This is exciting. Heard a lot about the show and can't wait to hear and listen to more sessions of it.
Okay, so your latest, I don't know if it's your latest venture, but your most outside of the box venture now is the Turnhouse Grille.
The Turnhouse Grille,
which I think everybody who's in the know in town goes to the Turnhouse Grille. It's really awesome restaurant food, atmosphere. It's an experience. What the heck are you doing in the restaurant business?
Well, the real estate market's a little slow right now, so I thought I'd find something else to spend my time on. No, I've always had a passion for people and food. Obviously, if you look at me, sorry you can't see me, but I grew up with a buddy of mine that just thought the world of, and he's been in the restaurant business for a long time. It was time for him to own his own place, and I wanted a place that I could go spend more time at and know that I could have quality food and quality service. And luckily, we found the famous Aisha Davis, our chef.
Hello.
Good morning.
This
Aisha.
is where I start singing. No, I'm going to turn a page. Hey, Aisha, how you doing?
Hey, Trent, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. So Aisha and I met a couple months back. We had a good friend and a client, Ron Stanley, in town with Patrick and myself, and talked to Andy, and Andy said, "Man, I think it was some blue crab or soft shell crab that you had special. Somebody gave it to you, and he said, come over and Aisha will hook it up, and goodness gracious, we had a night."
We did indeed.
Yeah, I mean, those things were, and Trent, they were unbelievable. I've had soft shell crab a ton of time in my life, and I think that was by far the best dish, and the way you presented it and brought it out to us was unbelievable. And that was really my first experience at Turnhouse to eat. I mean, I'd gone out there and socialized and met some buddies for a happy hour here and there, but the food, I mean, I was just blown away, Aisha. You are very talented.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of fun working at the Turnhouse and being able to be creative and do the things that I love. and cook the things that I love.
So where'd you from? I mean, where'd you learn to cook?
I'm
What's the deal?
from Washington, D.C.
Lord.
Oh, Lord, yep. I'm a city girl.
Swamp rat. No, I'm kidding.
What? No such thing. No,
You're the
I'm a
prettiest
city
swamp
girl.
rat I've ever seen.
Why,
No.
thank you. Yeah, but I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., and I came down to Charlotte to go to culinary school at Johnson & Wells, and I fell in love with Charlotte then, but it wasn't the right time, so I moved back to D.C. and continue working and continue growing in my craft, and then finally I'm like, it's time to get back to Charlotte, and I did, and I'm happy that I came when I did because I met Andy.
It's a great story how we met. So John and I went down, signed a lease on a little restaurant over there at Parktown, right near Park Road Shopping Center. And I had a little folder of a bunch of pictures of menu items that I wanted, all my favorite stuff. I was being a little selfish.
Oh, yeah.
And signed the lease, didn't even have a chef. I figured we could sell enough burgers and wings and beer and get by with it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, but luckily I was her resume was sent to me by the chef over at Myers Park Country Club, and called her up, came in, and she walked in the door, and at all about 100 and some plus 10, 20 pounds. I was like, what do you know about food?
Looks can be very deceiving.
Yeah, that's the first thing she said.
Haven't you ever seen Rudy, man? It's not about the size, it's about the heart. Okay?
That's true.
Exactly, and
well,
I
let me
have a
tell you
huge
what,
heart for
that
cooking.
says it best for this young lady. So anyway, we sat down, we interviewed, and I said, well, let me get a couple of references. We just immediately had this great conversation over passion of food. And so she gave me a couple of references. One was, what was the French guy that you gave
Chef
me?
Luke.
Well, I called him up, and I couldn't understand a word he said, but his excitement told me that she was good. And then she gave me another one. I never got a hold of them. And the third reference, I said, well, I want to speak to your mom or your dad. You should have seen the look she gave me.
Like, why?
I was like, well, if your parents can't give you a good reference, who can? So anyway, I called her dad up, and her dad and I spoke on the phone for about 30 minutes. It was just an enjoyable conversation. Circle back, but the best part of this story is we worked together for 2 months before she ever cooked one dish. We were 2 weeks to grand opening, and she finally cooked her first dish, and
Hey,
she
I was
nailed.
confident in myself.
So what was the first dish?
I believe it was actually just some burgers.
Then the French onion soup.
Oh yeah. So I made French onion soup, and don't forget the steamed buns.
That's why Chef Luke really liked you, because you cooked a mean French
That's
onion
how I learned.
soup.
I learned from the best.
But the menu is just amazing. It's not too big or too complicated. It's just fresh. She's not only a special chef, but a special person. It's just been a real joy. We're coming up on our first year, September 8th, and
September 8th.
she wants to have a big party.
I think
guys are all
you
invited.
should have a big party, and you can tell you're a special person just sitting here talking to you, Aisha. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. So it's Sunday morning. 9 to 10 is when the At Home with Roby show airs. So what's on the menu? If I'm on the way to church, maybe I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat after church. Maybe I should hit up Turnhouse Grille. Okay, I should hit up Turnhouse Grille. What do we plan to have on the menu on Sunday?
Oh, it's brunch time, so we have some awesome selections for brunch, and we're always coming up with something special. But my favorite is the banana bread French toast. Oh yeah, it's absolutely dessert for breakfast, and I mean, no one's going to judge you about it. It's brunch, right? And we also have an awesome crab cake Benedict.
My favorite.
Yep. Well, everything's your favorite.
That's true.
Yeah. No, I think I've had crab cakes in there a couple times. Woo! You cook a mean crab cake.
I tell you what's so special about the food and the place is just the comfort. Everybody comes in, you hear the same things from all the customers. It's just a very relaxed, enjoyable setting. The food's very consistent, and it's just wonderful prepared food.
No, it is, and I joke about why a guy nicknamed Hef, Andy Presley, got into the restaurant business. I think you've been in and out of the restaurant business a couple times in your life, but you're just such a joy to be around and such the center of attention, and you're always out hustling and networking. So it doesn't make much better sense than for you to do it. And the cool thing is, I talk to buddies all the time, and everybody goes to the Turnhouse Grille. So can you stick around, Andy? I would like Aisha to give another plug for Turnhouse, and then if you can stick around, we'll talk about your other business lines for next segment.
Love to.
Aisha, where are you located? How people get a hold of you?
So we're located on Park and Woodlawn across from the Park Village Shopping Center. And we are open from 4 to 11 p.m. on weekdays, and then we're open from 11 to about midnight on Saturday and 11 to about 10 o'clock on Sundays. And it's such a great place to come and just enjoy yourself and relax, and everybody feels like they're at home and feel cozy and comfortable. It's a really, really great place. And
well, Aisha, it's wonderful being your friend and meeting you several months back. I wish you much luck. Thanks for being here, and you have a great story.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Andy Presley.